Oklahoma City Thunder had the number one defense last year, and so far through 8 games, they have the number one defense this year as well. Now, why do they have the number one defense? Well, I'm sure you know, but the Thunder have a ton of incredible individual defenders on this team. Defense is why the Thunder, or partly why the Thunder won an NBA championship last year. So today, I thought it would be fun to rank the top five Thunder defenders on the team. For me, this was almost an impossible task because I felt like seven guys were almost deserving for the top five, and then deciding where they belong in the top five was pretty challenging, but I'm going to give it a try. My name is Nathan, and this is Thunder Up Talk. So today, before I get started, I do have to mention two guys, the honorable mentions. The first one is Isaiah Hartenstein. So he is anchoring the paint. He always plays his role perfectly. He's always in position. He's a really, really good defender. He's probably the best rebounder on the team, so that helps on the defensive side of things for sure, securing those defensive rebounds. But I just felt these five other guys were just a little bit better defenders. And then we've got Shea, who is really good as well. He's a really good defender. He averaged almost 2 steals a game last season, but he's not quite that elite one-on-one defender that I feel like these other guys are. And we can kind of see it in how the Thunder play. Shea is often on uh, the guy that is the worst offensive player, and that's completely all right because we have a team built around defense, and all the other guys can guard the best guys, and it kind of conserves Shea's energy as well, so that he can do what he needs to do on the offensive side of things. Um, so I will get started. At number five, I've got Cason Wallace. So for starters, Cason is leading the NBA in steals per game. So it feels weird to have him at number five when he's leading the NBA in steals. But he's just so good. He's constantly pressuring the ball. He's picking up his man at half court, oftentimes so far this season. And he's got great instincts for such a young guy. And one thing I love about Kaysen is his just random ability to be able to block jump shots. To be able to block a jump shooter is really hard to do in the NBA. And it feels like every few games he's just able to do that, which at 6'3" is really impressive. At number four, I've got Alex Caruso. I love AC. He he just has such quick hands. He's super disruptive, and above all else, he just has a super high defensive IQ. So sometimes it feels like he's just baiting guys into doing stuff that he knows that they're going to do before they do. For example, one time he kind of went out and was going to act like he was going to go guard them. Um, but then backed off right as the guy was passing to the open guy. And Caruso knew the guy was going to do that, and he stole the ball in midair, and it just caused a turnover. Um, Caruso is just all over the place. He's willing to lay his body on the line, which is really important, especially in the playoffs. It's kind of to his detriment sometimes. Sometimes he'll get injured, but you just can't tell a guy not to give 100% and fly around on defense. So Caruso was super impactful in the playoffs, and that's why I have him above Cason Wallace. At number three, I've got Jalen Williams. I've got him at three because he is essentially the Swiss Army knife for the Thunder. He can do it all. He can guard literally 1 through 5. He played center for like a 2 week stretch last season, and he was guarding guys like Victor Wembanyama, and he was holding his own. So for a guy that can switch everything on defense and guard anyone is just super valuable to have for our team. He's not the most flashy defender, There may not be things that just stand out, but he is just a super, super solid defender. And I've got him at 3. At number 2, I've got Lu Dort. So, Lou just he guards the best offensive player night in and night out on at least on the perimeter, and he's so strong. He flies around like a maniac on defense, and I absolutely love that. He when he wants to, he absolutely refuses to get screened. He will fight over a screen over and over and over again, which again in the playoffs is so, so important. It keeps the best offensive players from getting the matchups that they want in a screen and roll switch. Um, and he just has this uncanny ability to just get offensive fouls because the guy setting the screen knows that Flu is going to fly around, and the only way they can kind of stop him is maybe to stick a hip out and nudge him a little bit. And he gets moving screens all the time because of that, because of his effort. Um, I just love Lou. He's super tough, and he gets the number 2 spot in my ranking. So that leaves of course number 1, Chet Holmgren. So I have Chet at 1 because to begin with, the advanced stats just say that Chet is extremely impactful on defense, more impactful than anyone on the team. And I think that's true. He just changes everything. When you are the center, you are the last line of defense. That's another reason why I gave him the number 1 spot. You're kind of on an island on your own, and sometimes you're in between having to guard your own man and sliding over to help when somebody gets beat off the dribble. And he just has an ability to recover, to guard on the perimeter if he has to, and of course, protect the rim. So he gets the number 1 spot in my rankings. Now, every one of these guys could anchor a team defense in the NBA. And that's why the Thunder have such an elite defense. We've got 7 very good to great defenders on our team. And that's why we're going to have the number 1 defense for probably a handful of years going on into the future. So that is my top 5 rankings. Before I go, I would like to ask that you like, comment, or subscribe to my videos. Please, please, please leave some comments about the rankings, maybe how you would change your top 5 defender rankings for the Thunder. I'd really love to hear it. And with that, I will talk to you later. Thunder up.